Aboriginal children are the future of this country, and it is essential that we invest in their education today.
Now, Dean, you've got a significant First Nations population in all of your Kenora schools, don't you?
Correct, we do.
Now, the difference between these schools over and band schools is they get the provincial grant because they're publicly funded Catholic schools.
Correct.
Whereas band schools are funded at a significantly lower level and don't have the facilities.
The facilities, I would say, is the major issue that we face around here of rundown buildings, poor heating systems, lack of play structures, lack of books, lack of educational resources for the students.
One of the key differences in the province's publicly funded schools, like the ones here in Kenora, versus First Nations schools, is every single teacher in a Kenora school is a fully qualified, fully certified teacher with, in most cases, about 6 years of university training. Some First Nations schools have that quality of teacher, but not all of them do because of the level of funding.
I think in addition to that, a lot of times with the remoteness of the reserves, it is difficult to get people to want to commit to several years of being, out of a town or in a fly-in community. It's just a different lifestyle altogether. We are going to visit St. Thomas Aquinas High School. It is the one of the schools in the campus of 3 schools that we have here in Kenora. That encompasses 2 elementary schools, 1 secondary school. The other schools are located in Red Lake and then in Keewatin. Right now we're located at our St. Thomas Aquinas High School. This school houses grades 7 to 12 students in both the French immersion and the English program. Within the campus itself, on the right hand side, we have Pope John Paul School that encompasses grade K to 6 English students. And beside that is the Sainte Marguerite Bourgeois, which is the French immersion that also goes K to 6. From there, the students come up to the high school.
And really a far to walk from elementary to secondary here.
No, it's very convenient in terms of everybody that attends. For both teachers that are coming to the schools, if we have to visit the other schools, it's a short walk, 2 minutes to all the schools. One of the big things about having the campus, it facilitated the busing. Whereas the bus now makes one run, it drops all the students off and is able to pick them all up at the same time. So the parking lot is central to all our 3 schools. The board office is also going to be housed within the campus starting probably later on this year. Every Wednesday morning we gather here, those that want to come and pray. We just simply gather, sit and talk about our prayers and our intentions for the week and those that we want to pray for. All of the artwork in the chapel has been made by the students of the schools, along with the art teachers, to try to bring it to life. It is a very beautiful school that we have here, and we're very fortunate over the years that the government has provided funding in order to build a new school, house all of our students, both from the First Nations and the different communities around us, and our local students.
The federal government in Canada, for a long period of time, longer in fact than we have even been around, has neglected First Nations, Métis, and Inuit education in this country. We see right across Canada, from coast to coast, that First Nations children receive grants that are significantly less than their public and Catholic counterparts in Ontario's publicly funded schools. That is not acceptable, especially when you consider that the challenges that students face on reserve are even greater than the challenges our students face in our other schools, in our other public schools.
The intent of Shannon's dream is that every child should have an opportunity at the education that we offer here at St. Thomas Aquinas High School in Kenora. We have a beautiful library, a beautiful facility, and we're hoping to promote that so that all First Nation students on the reserves can be afforded this opportunity in their education also.
Dean, when I look at this school, and I look at other schools similar to this in Ontario, and we're here in Kenora, and we have a beautiful facility, highly qualified teachers. We understand why Ontario has one of the highest quality educational systems in the world. Yet, within a few kilometers of here, there are schools that do not have anywhere near this level of funding. And we think that every student deserves to have
the type of quality education that students at this school have, which is a publicly funded school in Ontario.
We're fortunate, we're blessed that we have these facilities here, that the students can get bussed in and come in and receive the education that we can provide.
I believe that every child that walks in our building has a gift to share with the rest of the world, for the earth, because we're Anishinaabe people and we take care of the earth.
Mi'kinakunigming School is the oldest First Nation school in Canada. This community is a reflection of the desire that the community and the people have in not only being the first First Nations education school built, but that coinciding with having a legacy of wanting to be more than what they were. 4 years ago when I arrived here, every single window was broken. The community had probably very little respect for the school. However, if you teach the children as well as the parents to respect the school that they have, you not only develop the school, you develop the community. And part of the process that I employed was include the parents in the process, whereby if they needed post-secondary education to upgrade their own education within the community, to expand on their own capacity at a work level, that translates and reflects on the students as well. So with that, there was a newfound empathy for what we're doing at the school.
I know I've had the opportunity to spend a day with the students here at Anigaming, and I was quite impressed by the teachers who work with the students here and with the students themselves, and knowing the work you've done.
Giving you a little tour of our school. This is our special education resource room.
I mostly work the elementary and the other spec ed teacher does the high school. I think it's important for the teachers coming on to reserves to understand that every student learns differently and learns at their own pace, and there's a lot of accommodations that you have to make. And a lot of the classrooms, they have a wide variety of learning. So say a grade 3-4 class could have students functioning from grade 1 and up to grade 5. So there's a very big educational gap in each of our classes. And which makes it harder yet is that our classes are split. I've been here, like I said, about 14-15 years, so everything that I've accumulated from that point on has stayed. And I lend out a lot of my resources to the teachers who need. So my classroom is stocked very well.
What's the biggest struggle you face?
I'd have to say trying to get the parents involved. We just had a nice literacy tea occur last week. Food is a big incentive.
There's a breakfast program and lunch program, or just
That's just a breakfast snack program.
snack program? Okay.
Oh, this is old. It's probably one of the oldest structures in the reserve. Is this community building. It serves as our community hall as well as our school gym. This being the oldest First Nation school in Canada, there's been some renovations. This was actually two separate buildings, the community gym, as well as this portion was the old school. This room's our computer lab. This is our school library. We house our communication assistant. We have a speech and language pathology service.
That's one of the most important programs you can have in a school.
In about 1994, they completed a foyer in between and constructed an elementary wing to the school. I'd probably contend that we're probably one of the most, well, we are the most sophisticated school in Canada right now. We'll be getting smart tables for our special education resource room as well as for our kindergarten. Our teachers are trained facilitators in literacy and numeracy. We develop our own training and our own professional development as well as capacity development within our own school. We have a the 95% retention rate for our teachers to stay here.
One of the projects here at Anigaming is the Lieutenant Governor's literacy camps, Aboriginal literacy camps, and I know the Catholic teachers have been very, very proud to partner with Anigaming First Nation in that effort. It's run every summer, and it's meant to assist students in bringing their literacy skills, raising their literacy skills that will benefit them throughout the year and throughout life.
Again, good old-fashioned hard work. It pays dividends in the long run. We believe that having a good, strong early literacy program, as well as in conjunction with the many resources that we do have, as well as the literacy camp, it does pay long-term dividends.
We're going to start writing a newspaper this week. You guys are going to learn how to write newspaper articles. So I've passed out an example of the past year's class newspaper that they created called the Turtle Times. What else does it have?
Events?
Okay, events.
I was the first graduate of the school here, and so I carried that belief for the ones who came before. They wanted their own teachers, and I believe that with all my heart. I go by what they wanted our school to be. They wanted us to have language in there, culture, our own local history, and also the history of Anishinaabe people. So we have our skull. In our skull over here, this helps us to think. What is that called again?
Brain.
The brain, yes. And over here, remember when I talked about the food that we eat, the first thing? And that's what I try to pass on to the children.
The school we toured today is a perfect example of what happens when resources are finally put into the school. You can see that there's some technology that's been put in the school the last few years. It's, it's cutting art, smart boards, different things that have been put into the school. But again, that has to come from so many different sources.
This seems to be a model here at Anigaming of what's possible.
I believe that anything is possible, and that's what I try to convey here, is that anything is possible. Probably the most impressive part is that we're not only a group of people, we're a family. We take care of one another, trying to create a strong sense of belonging with your staff as well as with your community. Children perform, and this is written in Ontario provincial curriculum documents, they perform 80% better if their parents are involved in their education.
What's been happening here to help engage the parents?
It's a three-way partnership for ongoing continuous educational success. We have our teachers become knowledgeable in their performance. We increase their expectations of what they should deliver to the students. The students' expectations are raised as well as that of the parents.
At the end of the day, your buildings, whether they're brand new or in somewhat disrepair, are only bricks and mortar. It's the teachers, the support staff, the principal, the director of education here on the reserve that make the difference for the students that come in here every day. And if you can't afford to fund the employees to come in, you're going to lose them eventually to somewhere else where they're offering more money, better benefits, better working conditions, smaller class sizes, whatever it may be, and you're caught in that perpetual replacing staff and trying to get some continuity. It's difficult. They've done a great job actually with this school on inadequate funding, and it's been a great day being out here meeting with the students, the teachers, and the rest of the staff.
It's so important for them to learn who they are as Anishinaabe people, who they are, who they belong to. When they know that they belong to this earth and to Turtle Island, then they have every right to go where they want and to feel that they belong somewhere.
We must get the message out, every school, every teacher, to every student. The students have the power, they have the voice. We need to empower them to get this message to this government. We will no longer accept inequity in education.
The Charter of Rights clearly states that every Canadian citizen has the right to equal and proper education.
Imagine si tous les enfants de Canada faisaient les mêmes choses que Shannon a fait. On
pourrait changer Canada et plus bien, on pourrait changer le monde.
The message that is really important to give out today is that we have to empower the students. That means that we have to get every teacher in every school to get the message to the students that is totally unfair and inequitable for students in this country to receive different funding according to where they live.
When we look at Shannon Kostasian and what she did on behalf of not just the children of Attawapiskat, but the students across Canada in First Nations schools, we see a really brave young woman, and we're very proud of what she got started. And I think we have to make sure that her dream becomes a reality. So I encourage as many people as possible to get involved in this, to demand justice for our children.